All I need is a queen. If she breathes, she's a thought! Hello, friends, and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact, and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up. Today, we are diving into r/TalesofNeckbeards. Always glad to see it. Yesterday, I'm like, hey, where's that World War Weeb at? And then it just popped up like out of nowhere, as these things tend to do. I start thinking about it, and then it just manifests out of nowhere. It's absolutely beautiful. Kind of what happened with this YouTube channel. I can't even really explain it. It's just like magic. So last time on World War Weeb, we had OP trying to decide where she was going to sit in high school. One of the most important questions ever, because, you know, high school is a serious place, and these problems, they definitely matter.
High school is such a serious thing. These problems matter.
But basically, she decided that it was time to leave her current table and go to the table of her crush and also a neckbeard that is lurking. So I guess we'll see how it goes. I'm sure it's going to be a little bit of a mess, but just a little high school mess, because let's be honest, it's not that big of a deal. Still an entertaining read, I'm sure. So let's get some plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will dive right into some of this Tales of Neckbeards cringe. World War Weeb. Love is a battlefield. I think it's a Pat Benatar song. I can't remember how it goes.
Love is a battlefield.
Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, m'ladies and gentlethems, as it were. And welcome back, user Sincerely Sinclair. I've been waiting. I've been looking forward to this. I'm glad to see it. So, who is ready for a journey to the UK? Ooh, pick me! Let us begin and dive once more into the depths of a fake-ass Englishman and his cronies harassing fellow teens during history class and beyond. Sounds like dude is living rent-free in your head. Don't let it happen. You just, once class is over, put him out of your mind. Ain't no reason to think about him. First, we'll get to the cast, though. Of course, we've got OP, 14 female at this time, a weeb, a crybaby, and the new kid at school. Neckbeard is Camelotbeard. Think of your usual neckbeard who has a huge fetish for Japan, but this kid in particular was obsessed with England. He fully believed himself to be King Arthur, my fellow readers, and that the history class was his domain. Yeah, it's small, but it's ours, isn't it? Why don't you pull the sword out of the stone, and then maybe we can talk about it. That's the only thing that's gonna make me follow your leadership. But you ain't buff enough. We've also got Sir Lancelot, the coolest kid at the UK table, although that seems to be a pretty low bar. A skateboarder, a chill dude, and my school crush. He made my little heart go doki doki. It was my plan to become friends with him and hopefully turn that into a relationship. Yeah, that's usually how it starts, isn't it? Franz is the leader of the Austria table, president of the Student Government Association, the smart kid. He liked plants and he was an all-around good guy. We didn't talk or hang out much, but Franz was the kid who could go between the tables and everyone was basically cool with him. He liked plants? We're really reaching for a personality trait, aren't we? I mean, I guess that's cool. My wifey likes plants, but I don't really know if that's enough to tell me very much about him. I guess he's a good guy. Okay, that's fine. He's got the German voice, I think, because Austria is next to Germany, is it not? In all of history, there have been fantastic tales of love and tragedy, of battles won and lost. But in the hollowed halls of our high school, never was there such a love as a pining idiot such as myself and my crush, Lancelot, who was totally unaware that I had feelings to begin with. Cleo had been right, as she was quite apt to do. If you wanted to succeed in love, then you needed to make the first move. I was going to travel to the UK table and make that move. This was for love. This was war. And to win in love and war, you need to have a plan. Yeah, love never changes, or something like that. The first strike, that's the most important thing. I don't think you necessarily need to upset your entire social situation. Just send a note or something like, hey, do you like me, before I go over and hang out with a weird neckbeard guy? But then I guess that's not like opening it up as friends. Yeah, I'm so confused. I'm still bad at love. I'm old as hell. Don't listen to me. So my plan was to spend the entire weekend learning everything I could about skateboard culture and lingo so I could talk to Lance and hold a conversation. Oh, that is such a high school scheme, isn't it? He likes skateboards. Maybe if I pretend to like skateboards and say stuff like, gnarly, bro, you totally beefed it. Woogity woogity. Just watching like every episode of Rocket Power. The squid beefed it. God damn it, dude. So my clothes were a Tony Hawk graphic tee and brand new red Converse high tops and the brand new jeans that were ripped as it was the style at the time. Oh, this is so classic, man. Somewhere in the depths of my closet, that Tony Hawk t-shirt is still rotting away, as it should, honestly. But back in the day, it might have been a bit on the nose. Admittedly, it was in my humble and love-struck opinion a decent way to start a conversation. Yeah, I guess, even though you've never shown any signs of this before. I'm sure I'll go along for the ride with you. Because it was through conversation that a friendship would be struck up. And then, through a friendship, then it would be hanging out. And then, through hanging out, it would be dating. Solid plan. 10 out of 10. This is the best idea I've ever had. There's a lot of stages. There's a lot of things that could go wrong here. I would just stick with the note. Ask him outright. The worst they could say is no. I think you gotta like waste your time beating around the bush like, hey, I really want to date you, but I'm hanging out in the friend zone because I want to date you. It's a really bad idea. Just be straight up. It's fine. This is a stupid idea, Cleo muttered. She's right. After gym, working on my eye makeup to aid in my war of love. Oh, she still assisted though. Although she pleads, please don't do this. OP says, I gotta do it. Pining is for the trees. Where did this gumption come from? Let me ask you that. Something was awakened in OP. She's ready for war. Cleo was not happy to have her words thrown back in her face. Oh, Cleo happened. Yeah, that's right. I know that, but why do you gotta do it in history class? Camelotbeard will be there. We don't have any other classes together. This is my only chance outside of lunch, and even if I were gonna try it there, I would still have to deal with Camelotbeard. I wasn't doing this on a whim. I can tell. This was planned rigorously. I would have the safety of the class to give me cover should the worst happen. Despite my sound logic, virtually everyone I knew came up to tell me how stupid this idea was. I mean, let people make their own mistakes, I guess. Don't do this, Elsid warned in English class. I've been where you've been. I like Joan and I got burned bad. You'll face Camelotbeard alone. I'm not alone, I said. I've got allies across the class. It's just written so much bigger than it is. That's probably the thing I like the most about this series. He takes something small and just extrapolate it. We're warring nations at this moment, son. Just classic. Always makes for a good story. So, yeah, that was true. Through my visits to Japan and Egypt and the Spain tables, I had gained numerous allies, all of whom were intent on telling me how stupid my plan was. You know that you have true friends when everyone warns you of how dumb your plan is, and you know that you're stupidly love-struck when you ignore every last warning. OP, Godspeed. I really don't think it's gonna work out well, but good on you for trying. You know, fortune favors the bold, as they say. Do not do this, my allies at the Japan table begged. Come back and sit with us, but just don't do it. He's a creep. I was touched, but I had to listen to my heart. Cleo stopped me on the way to class. She would not let it die. You can always come back to Egypt, Cleo vowed. And if he tries anything, just let me know. God, I guess this neckbeard really has built up a reputation. Maybe he's creepier than I thought. You'll have to wait after Sid, I replied, remembering how uncomfortable Sid had been with the idea of me moving to the UK table. I'm patient, Cleo shrugged. Stay safe, and may you survive your journey. I hoped that I would. I made a point of stopping at the Spain table and giving my fondest farewells. Thank you all for showing me kindness, helping me with homework, and sending me memes. You're good people. Yes, they brought a feast of olives and memes. Are olives Spanish? I'm pretty sure they are. OP, wait! Santillana grabbed my hand and slipped a small Pokemon card into it. Oh, your Charizard holo card, I gasped. Yana, I can't. Take it with you, and may you burn him as badly as a Charizard if he bugs you. You know what one of them's is worth nowadays? I don't either, but probably a lot, I think.
This card could go 30 to 40,000.
It was the sweetest sentiment that I had ever heard. Slipping the card into my binder, I set off. The journey across the classroom was a short one, but it was no less perilous than all of my other moves. The entire international community watched as I crossed every safety line and entered into the UK territory. Gwen met me halfway. Her eyes were bright and she sniffled. Thank you for doing this for me. Poor Lady Guinevere, she just wants her escape. And so, here it is. I wish I could say that I was doing this just for her, but honestly, this would maybe benefit us both. Have fun in Spain, I replied. Stay safe in the UK, she nodded, before departing for the warmth that was the Spain table. Yes, those friendly shores. I wasn't gone more than 2 minutes, and I already miss my friends. Would I ever see them again? Turn around. They're sitting right there. Would Gwyn be alright? She had now escaped the clutches of the UK table. I took a deep breath. It was time to try and keep calm and just carry on. This would be a defining moment in the history class, and I would become friends with Lance, come hell or high water, and maybe I would become something even more if I played it cool enough. Yeah, I bought the Converses, I bought the Tony Hawk t-shirts. What else do you need? I'm prepped for battle now. It's such a high school plan and I love it. I arrived at the barren UK table. Across the class, the entire international community watched for the moment when Camelotbeard would spot me, and if my mission was to be a success or a failure. A minute after the bell rang, I was sitting by myself when the classroom door opened. I was so hopeful to see Lance standing there. but my hope was matched by my disappointment when I saw that it was indeed the one and only Camelotbeard. Where on earth was Lance? Camelotbeard saw me sitting at his table. I was filled with a sense of dread. I knew deep down in my heart that this was an eventuality.
Hello, OP.
Camelotbeard grinned at me. Oh yeah, you gotta fight off the first wave. Here it comes. I was prepared for this moment. I knew it was coming. I dug deep into my soul and pulled out what would be my greatest asset in the oncoming years. It was a stare that was so inhuman and cold that it could send most people running for the hills. This stare would of course be sharpened with work in retail and dealing with stupid customers as I got older. But for now, it was but a fraction as powerful as it would eventually be. But the question is the stare sharp enough to drive Camelotbeard back? Perhaps not without the the honing that retail service provides. It's a really hard job. I don't ever want to go back and do retail. Bless you, OP. The eyeshadow that Cleo had lovingly applied to my face did aid in my glare. I was small, I was crushing, and I was not in the mood to deal with Camelotbeard's nonsense. Tragically, my glare was not enough to deter conversation completely. It stunned Camelotbeard, but he soon recovered and launched his attack.
Well, it looks like we'll be the only two today.
What do you mean? Dun dun dun! That's a really bad day to pick to move, OP. You should have waited just a little bit longer. Sir Galahad hadn't arrived. Gwyn was now over in Spain on a diplomatic mission. And Lance? Where the hell was Lance? My battle strategy only worked if Lance was actually here. I didn't have much in the terms of defense or offense. This was a scouting mission. Intel only. Or so it was supposed to be.
Didn't you hear? Lance broke his arm over the weekend. He won't be in class. It's just you and me.
The intel has failed us all. The scouting mission is a failure. Abandon ship. Fall back. Retreat. Take cover. Hit the decks. Get the fuck out of town. Lance broke his arm? How? It was impossible.
I don't know, Camelotbeard shrugged. But look on the bright side. It's us. I've already got a plan for our final two. If you stay with me, then we're gonna get an A.
Camelotbeard glared. I pulled myself out of my grief, and there I saw him, Franz. He urgently darted to the table like he was escaping enemy attacks. Oh, please say the cavalry has arrived.
What are you doing here?
Camelotbeard sneered. OP lent me her English notes, Franz calmly explained, with a smile that could have brought out the sunshine during the fiercest storm. Thanks, OP. He then ran away before he took any fire from Camelotbeard. Well, that's not quite the cavalry I was hoping for, but good diversion tactic. I had not given my English notes to anyone, mainly because no one asked. Franz was smart. He didn't need my notes. He had given me his own, and his own secret message was written on the margins. It said, "Let me know if things get to be too much. I have a plan. Smiley face." I wondered what plan that Franz could have whipped up. He was a favorite of Miss G and practically every other teacher in the school. He did all of those extra student body functions that the school liked to put on and show off. He had some sway, but the extent of it remained unknown to me. I wasn't allowed more time to ponder, for Miss G had started class, and we were meant to get a start on our final projects. Is Franz really going to be the savior of the world? Austria? God, I didn't expect that at all. As for Camelotbeard's brilliant idea about the final project, he says,
we're doing lancing.
like the medical stuff? And my mind immediately jumped to sickly UK and lancing boils and body parts that were on the brink of exploding. Yeah, that Dr. Pimple Popper type of stuff. I don't like it. It seems like ladies like it. An inordinate amount of women seem to enjoy watching that disgusting stuff. You show it to a guy, they will cringe until their spine fractures. You show it to a woman, they will also cringe, but also be morbidly fascinated by it. It's really interesting to me. Why pimple popping in particular? But I guess that's a tangent. Sorry.
No, I'm talking about a lancing tournament. Lancelot will be one night, and Gwen's gonna be a fair lady, and Sir Galahad's gonna be the other night, and I'll be the king.
Oh no. His poor head was gonna be bigger than Texas if he kept thinking that way. We would have to lance his head. Might be for the best. Then you'd be like, wow, this is empty. It looked a lot bigger than it is, but it's just empty in here. This bitch empty. Turns out it was just filled with hot air. We're gonna go on a balloon ride. Okay, that's cool, I said. And honestly, it was. The general idea that they would hold a very basic backyard type of lancing tournament where the lances would be made out of cardboard rolls. It would be up to the UK table to explain the rules of engagement and how chivalry played a large part in evolving into English culture of how a gentleman should act. On the surface, it was a solid idea. Very creative, I guess. But then, of course, we can never have nice things.
All I need is a queen.
If she breathes, she's a thought!
And he looked directly at me. Franz? Where you at, buddy? I needed a way out. I needed a good comeback. I needed help. You'll need an advisor too, I replied. I'll do it.
I don't need an advisor. I'm plenty smart.
Yeah, I'm sure you think you are. This was a war that honestly I wasn't even interested in fighting. I was already losing the one that I actually wanted to win, so I made a desperate look to Franz and nodded. Operation Reverse Dynamo was a go. No one saw her coming. No one at all. With the grace and confidence that few ever possess, Joan from the France table strode across the classroom. She stood between me and Camelotbeard. A single eyebrow was raised as she assessed the situation. Joan grabbed a chair and then sat between me and my foe. Joan looked over at me once. "Sup?" she asked. Effortlessly calm and cool. From the France table, she has to be smoking a cigarette too, right? "This is what French people like. Look at me, I'm giving a cigarette to a baby. Life is shit. This is all life is worth." It's from a Robin Williams special. God, that's so good.
Look, I'm giving a cigarette to a baby. Suck on this cigarette, my darling. Life is shit. Get to know this.
Camelotbeard would not stand nor sit at this most unwelcomed invasion.
Mrs. G,
He wailed.
France is invading my country.
Mrs. G looked up. She frowned when she saw Joan did indeed invade the UK. What's going on here? What happened next shook me to my core. Joan was cool, but she carried a distinct punk/emo look to her. There wasn't a day that went by that she wasn't doodling skulls or quoting Invader Zim, because that is the entirety of the punk/emo aesthetic when you're in high school, I suppose. Yet, when Miss G asked her a question, Joan replied in a voice that befitted a Disney princess. The UK table is lancing for the project and I would like to help. We've already got our plan done and France does have the best lancers around. Camelotbeard protested.
The UK does.
And yes, indeed, before Operation Reverse Dynamo has even unfolded completely, I can say that it is a success. You've just undone your entire plan, Camelotbeard, by agreeing to let France into the final project. Maha! France is a pretty big brain boy, I do think. Puh, whatever. I'm here to help, little cousin, she smiled. That's almost German, but okay. But there was a distinct sense of threat underneath what she said. Miss G was not a fan of anything that made people shout or scream in her classroom. She preferred it when we were all nice and quiet and we weren't threatening each other with international warfare or squabbles. You set this up, Miss G. You put all of this into motion. You got nobody to blame but yourself, honestly. But she saw that there were only 2 people at the UK table that day and decided that Joan could stay. Work nicely, she urged before returning to her grading. We will, I vowed. Joan smirked. Camelotbeard scowled. I was trying to think of a way to thank Franz for his quick thinking. He was a stand-up guy who honestly didn't have to help me out. Tragically, in times of war, it was always the good guys who would suffer the most at the hands of nice guys and neckbeards. You will always be remembered for your bravery, Franz. I salute you. Oh my god, is something bad gonna happen to Franz in the next episode? I guess we'll have to wait and find out on the next episode of Dragon Beard Z.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
I think this definitely puts like a big exclamation point on how important it is to make sure your intelligence is 100% vetted during warfare or, during love. While you're courting somebody, you want to make sure that they're there before you go and sit next to their weird friend in attempts to get close to the person that isn't there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how OP could have found out, but surely there's some overlap in the social circles, right? Nobody hangs out with Lancelot on the weekends. Nobody knew what was going on with this dude. Was he hanging out with like college kids or something? Smoking with cigarettes behind the school? It seems a little bit sus that this information was just unveiled when supposedly Lance is a cool guy. He should be down with more people than just Camelotbeard. But if this is how the events unfolded, I guess I'm glad that Franz was there to create a backup plan. Because OP really should have had one, but she said, nah, I'm going to buy a Tony Hawk t-shirt and jump in with both feet. It's going to be fine. It wasn't fine. But I can't wait to see what happens in the next episode. As always, waiting with bated breath. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, I hope that you like, comment, and or subscribe. I do appreciate that so very much. Maybe share the episode around because, that's a super big brain play as well. We got links in the description, plugs, playlists, podcasts. Hey, maybe you can rate me on Spotify. That'd be cool. We've also been uploading pretty regularly on Mr. and Mrs. ReddX. That's mine and my wife's channel. We do counter creeping, praying mantis, creepy asterisk, that type of stuff. And it's a pretty good time, so go check it out. We've also got my social medias, of course, Twitter, Discord, Facebook, and Patreon. My gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous patrons. I'd like to thank them Jerry much, as I do every video, so thank you! Robert Waits, Jarhead Jerry, Oorah, Logan Wolf, River Jerry, Conrad Inge, Captain Cloud Jerry, Hong Kong, Erin W, Cinema Susie, For Auld Lang Syne, welcome to 2022, beautiful isn't it? Fire Drake, Giggle Jerry, hee hee, Uriri, Spelling Jerry, different most the. What's going on here? Am I having a seizure? Jari the pirate, Rogue, Silent Revolver, Jerry the OG, Jerry's Kitsune, Matthew Simmons, Satori, a bundle of Jerry's is coming for your toes. Watch out, a Jerry, a Jungle and Jerry's, a Justy Jargonian Jerry, Alunia, Althea Blue, Anunnaki, Assassin Pug Jerry, Bang Bang, Atheist Jerry, he's so euphoric, Aurora Wildheart, Grizzly, Bailey Joy, Bearded Jerry, watch out for that guy, Pitch Gremlin, Blade the Hero, Blameless Fish, Blip Bloop Jerry, Camille Sarah, Saruano Ash, hey, welcome to the fold, friend. Diamond, Commander J Tank, Dennis Dayton, Dinosaur Nightlight, Disposable Waifu, Aaron Lennox, Frozen Over Studios, Go Go Jerry Rangers, you mighty bearded Marlboro and Jerry Rangers. There's too many syllables, Mr. J, but we make it work, that's fine. Gypsy, Adrian BR, have a minty new year, Jerry's. As you know we will. We are the coolest army anywhere on YouTube. Fact. I'm Slim Jerry, yes, I'm the real Jerry. All you other Slim Jerrys are just imitating. I'll be honest, no Jerry is more real than the other Jerrys except the original Jerry. Because everyone wants to be original Jerry, or maybe the original different Jerry. That's Cake Jerry, by the way. Why am I explaining this? Itchy Nuts, just scratching, bro. A pimp named J Crisp, of course. JM Coon, Jennifer Schaefer, Jerry Blacktail, Jerry Poberry, Banana Fan of O'Berry, Fee Fi Mo Mary, Jerry. Jerry that's more Jerry than the other Jerrys. I just explained that. Jerry the Outlaw Mother Trucker, Hong Kong, John Hero, John Jerry Jingleheimer Schmidt. Hey, that's my name too. Simple fuckers, if you're proving it's free. KJW, Kajow, Cruhy, Miss Monday, Lord Jerryo, leader of the Thunder Jerrys.
Milady Dix, Jerry ribbed for her pleasure, even though she won't appreciate you.
Marble Jerry submitted an application to join the Thunder Jerrys, but we had to toss it because that'd be bad for everyone. Yeah, Marbles are conductive or something like that. Jackets Rule, Melgar the Destroyer, Mr. Carrot 797, Natari, Nightmare Jerry, oh no, Origami Jerry Steve, Panda Prince Jerry, Patron Saint of Chicken Nuggies, Saint Jerry, Rahman, Phantom of the Pines, Jerrykins and Jerry Beth, Professor Tom Moriarty. What is that referencing? It sounds so familiar. Is that a Fallout thing? I don't know what's going on. TSM Kirby, Sarita the Lolita, Saucy Octopus, with a couple of S's there. Staples, aka Jerry Yeet, Stephanie Goodner, Synaptic Boomstick, Brilliant Tomago, Teddy the Police, 10-10 Monster, The One True Fusky, Tom, but it's the Jerry on the inside that counts. Church, Viking Jerry. What does the beard say? Will Mags, Comrade Mooney, Kira, you're a wizard, Jerry. Redwind, Goose says honk, Naga Viper, Psy Jerry the Cyborg, Saint's Blessing, a normal Jerry. Damn, I lost my marbles. You got some spares, Marble Jerry? I don't think he does, unless you're part of the Thunder Jerrys. Hunter of Jerry, Devourer of all things tasty, it is Tom. Yes, indeed, Admiral T-Tank, Alunia Demonista, Amara, Atomic Jerryzilla, AZ, Babsy Coon, Banished Knight, Babushka's Irradiated Jam, Broken Spine, Horseradish, the original different Jerry, that's Cake Jerry. I think I mentioned that before, but he deserves it twice. California Jerry Girl, yeah, Chevron 7 Lock, Chia, Jerry, Chris Mesca, Cinnamon Buddy Dog, Corporal Admiral, Princess Furry Worry, Woo Jerry, Cryptidis, Cupid Jerry, Define Jerry, Dopamine Dane Jerry, yes. I start losing my mind most of the way through the list. What's going on? Electrical Fennec, Ghost of Alpha, give her both inches. What about the hidden third inch? He cannot. HMT Mayor, Holy Berry Jerry, Hydra Jerry. And then we got Jeffrey, my name is Jeffrey. Jerry and Tom versus Happy New Year's Webby Apocalypse. Amen. Jerry and the Super STI. What is happening to me? Melting down. Jerry Binks, Jerry's evil twin brother, Terry. Jerry Alto Rivera, Jerry Bean, Yum, Jerry Roxas, yay, Jerry Role-Playing Game, King Tom, Smasher of Jerry Zillas, Kids Kid Life of a Guardian, Little Hand Woods, Lucia Lovecraft, Midnight Sun, Milk-Fed Gimp, Miss Duchess, Not Invisible Angel, One Leg Jerry, working at IHOP. Hey, I see what you did there. I'm gonna come in for some unlimited pancakes and only eat 2 of them. Or Carrie Cam, Ghosty, Raptor Art, ReddX, Dive into Jerry. Yeah, that's a work in progress slogan. She's my Jerry Pie. Who drink a Mountain Dew and a big surprise. Smitty, Warben Yegerman Jensen. Schmitty. He's Jeffrey's cousin or something. Snary, that's Dom Jerry. Spoonie the Rogue, Spoopy, Scary Jerry Tons and shivers down your spine. Steve Kelly, the Necro Jerry Con, the original Jerry, not, To Infinite Jerry and beyond, definitely, Tuna Fish Jerry, Aquarium Escapee, Zestaboo Jerry, and Tom, Promise Jerry swears, oh no, Tom, be a good boy, don't swear, it's just facts, soy size, so go look it up, by it, I mean, a little res video, if you want, it's whatever's cool. And also thank you to all my $1 patrons, beautiful people that they are. Thank you guys all so much for supporting on the Patreon. You guys absolutely killing it. As always, the Jerry Army grows stronger every day. I'm pretty sure if we were thrown into an international conflict, the Toms and the Jerrys would unite and we wouldn't have any problem overcoming basically any country that is also a table full of high schoolers. Redonkulous. I do hope that some other people will consider joining up on the Patreon, but if you can't do it right now, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate you coming on through, hanging out with me, and I hope that you'll come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow, because really, the views is how a beard stays so buttered. In order to join us again, you will need to keep yourself safe out there, wash your hands, but also take some time out and do something that you personally enjoyed today. Maybe like watching some old ReddX videos. Hey. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it. I shall see you in the next one. And until then, friends, bye-bye.